How is sentiment following this successful bond sale last week?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
After May 16th, we were testing the pulse of the market. International community has shown extraordinary confidence, especially a day before Saudi was closing the deal. That came as a big surprise, but still, the global community, Asia to Europe to US, extraordinary set of commitment to Qatar. That's clearly indication Qatar is a country of great substance. International community relies on Qatar's professional governance.
And this is the message you're getting from your customers, from your clients, from people you're talking to. Is it a consistent message?
Absolutely. You got it, see the reflection. We were aiming at 8 to 9 billion. It was oversubscribed multiple times. We have taken 12 billion, and it is cost effective in relative terms.
What about your bond sale later this year? I think the expectation was $500 million in the second half. Can you tell us anything new? Is that still on track?
Well, we got a yield curve now. We can look at long-term liability in bilateral terms as well as public debt. Options are open.
Yeah.
We are contemplating which is going to be more cost effective.
Yeah, and what's the target market?
Well, across. We've always been cutting across the globe. And we want to make it more cost effective, multiple tenors. We are looking at options. And bilateral terms, if it comes through, there's no need for public debt.
Yeah. Liquidity in the banking sector?
It has improved.
How is it right now? Has it got better?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Compared to the beginning of the crisis, we have seen the reflection of last year. The financial stability has been proven. Lending growth was 8%. Deposit growth was almost 10.4%. And even we have seen a similar reflection for this year as well.
Are you making any changes to the business, any job cuts or not?
We're redefining the business model, Plan A to Plan B, not only on the operational management, now in terms of realignment of your business model, especially with the digital governance, Qatar being isolated, our new partnership, new reorganization in terms of business management is taking place, especially in banking.
You said to us before that you expect 5 to 7% profit growth for this year. You are still on track for that?
Indications are there.
Yeah.
Indications are there. We can sustain our credibility as a good institutions. We've always been boom or downturn, irrespective of the blockade. We have performed reasonably well. We'll continue to sustain.
Are you working with various companies? Because we heard recently the banks are being told to work with Qatari companies that are struggling with debt to help finance, restructure their borrowings. Are you part of that process?
Well, the changing business model calls for reorganization of your asset allocation, and especially when it comes to lending, there are sectoral shortcomings, especially on the contract financing side. We are restructuring few of the debts. That's a process of, regenerating those, stressful assets. We are working on it, and hopefully, once the systemic risks are mapped and measured, we can make sure we can convert to our advantage.
Yeah, part of your expansion plans is within the emerging market space. India is a country you like. Why are you going towards India rather than maybe some of the more obvious emerging markets, such as those in Africa, Russia, Turkey, and others?
Tell us, which is the most transformational in terms of leadership and opportunities? Decisive and transformative leadership. You have a $5 trillion economy straight in the making. You have digital governance, $1 billion mobility, 1.5 billion, again, e-commerce. Extraordinary set of transformation, infrastructure creations, and again, a commitment in bilateral terms between the Gulf states is synergistic. So we have 3 branches now in India. 3rd branch was opened only last week in Chennai, Mumbai, Cochin, and Chennai. It's a growing relationship. It's a market where we can see the synergistic opportunity. Bilateral term, it works on trade, investments, banking is integral.
And on the subject of branches, will you exit your branches in the UAE?
Well, we reorganized the business model, both Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We redefined the business model. Bilateral trade between India and UAE itself is huge. We are leveraging on it. So it's a change in business model. We are trying to optimize it as much as we can.
And you've been busy in the ETF space. You launched Qatar's first ETF, didn't you, a month ago? How's it all going? Are there
Absolutely.
more products to come?
That's the trump card.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of our commitment to the market. Here is a country of great substance, substantive compliance. Instead of going into individual stocks, invest in one stock. Diversification is there, transparency is there, cost-effective investment is available, and you will get good return. You know the price reading, equities. You know the price to book value on these equities so cheap, cost effective. This is the time to invest in Qatar. We have come out with the right product. It is internationally getting recognized.
Raghavan, great to see you again. See you soon. Raghavan Seetharaman there, the Chief Executive of Doha Bank.